Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a look into the past. So all of these books up here are photo albums. So today's video is going to be looking at little baby pictures of little baby me as a baby. So yeah, also if you hear like, oh, it's stopped. I was about to say if you hear lawnmower sounds, because Mike is mowing the lawn. But I guess he's done? Question mark. But yeah, so let's go ahead and look at little baby pictures of little baby me. So these are organized this way from when I was a little bitty baby to a little bit of an older child. So let's go with this red one. Now I know that this one is the first one for two main reasons. One, well, let me preface this. All of these scrapbooks and photo albums were made by my mother. She was very big into scrapbooking, but she was also very organized. So also, I know that this is the first photo album that she made of me because one, I was adopted from China. The colors of the Chinese flag and of good luck are red and gold, so that is the color of this book, and also because my mother labels everything in the inside. So on the inside it says the journey to China to bring Emily home, December 2nd through the 16th, 1999. So that is when I was adopted, or that was the time period in which my mother went to China to come and adopt me. So I'm reading off of that page right there. But here's little baby me. Sorry about the glare. And then there's my mother holding me. Obviously you can see that I was not a very happy baby. That is just because, you know, you're a child and strangers come in and pick you up and play with you and try to get to know you. And so obviously I was not a happy baby. But let's see, there is this notice, China Center of Adoption Affairs, notice of coming to China for adoption. And it says, Dear Joni, which is my mother's name, they said, we wish you good luck and a safe journey to China. We hope you enjoy the experience. Have a safe trip home with your daughter, Emily. Me. Sincerely, Grace and Stuart. So I guess those were the adoption agents that my mother used. And then up here is a picture of my aunt, my mom, and my grandmother with their airplane tickets heading to China. And my grandmother looks the same here in this picture as she always has. So she has not aged in many years, in almost 20 years. She looks the same, which is my like goals. But trying to find some pictures of me, because a lot of the beginning of this book is, you know, pictures of my mother's trip to China and, you know, her experience. And they didn't get to actually adopt me and bring me to the hotel and bring me home until December 7th. So December 7th, there is a date right at the top up here, and it says China Center of Adoption, letter of seeking confirmation from adopter. So it says, based on your application, the following child has been assigned to you. You are kindly requested to give your decision as soon as possible to CCAA through your adoption agency. So the China Center of Adoption something, because there's two A's there, so CCAA. So here is my name. First name last, so Hong Xiaoling. So my name in China is Xiaoling Hong. If you guys didn't know that, which I'm sure you didn't. But here is the interpreter lady who obviously helped interpret everything that the adoption agents were saying. Here's some other people and some more people who are also waiting to adopt their little bitty babies. And here comes me. Now this page makes me laugh because if you see here I am, super excited, like, look at me, I'm getting adopted. And then here I am crying. And here's more distraught photos of me crying. And my mother trying to console me. And me looking like, who is this lady holding me? What is happening? I don't understand. So December 7th, 1999 is the day in which I was officially adopted. And it's funny, my mom also notices that I'm like super happy and then immediately distraught. Let's see, it says, Emily starts smiling, then cries, then shuts down and refuses her bottle. I've been a drama queen ever since then. And then here's more pictures of distraught me refusing to take my bottle, and my mother trying, and then there was a picture somewhere down here of me finally falling asleep. I'm sorry that the ring light is causing so much glare, but you know. Oh, and then there's, of course, you know, more people who are also adopting their babies on this page. Those are the adoption people who I guess work there. And then, you know, other people who are getting children that day. Anyway, it says on here, it says Shaoling 5:30, 9:30 milk, 1:30, 5:30, 9:30 milk. Porridge and noodles at 10:40 a.m.
Hey.
Hey.
I called you.
Oh, did you?
I need some trash bags.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, we're back. Micah needed some help, but it's all good. So here is more pictures of me. I loved food, even when I was a baby. So here I am, whole page of me just eating away. I wonder if I turn this off, if this will be too dark. Let's rotate this way a little bit. Set you guys a little lower. Okay. It's a little bit of an odd lighting situation, but I think it'll help with the glare. Hopefully it won't make the pictures too dark though. And there's still a glare from the window. Okay, it's a lose-lose situation, so we're just gonna go with the glare from the ring light. Okay. So we're just gonna deal with the glare from the ring light because it's a little bit easier to manipulate that glare than it is to manipulate the glare coming from the window. So here's me, little baby me playing with my toys, and here I am eating, and here I am eating some more. And eating some more. And here's me next to my grandma. And here's me eating some more. Yeah. So I ate a lot as a baby. Oh yeah, it was also Christmas time, so I don't think the Chinese people celebrate Christmas, but they did have like a big Christmas tree up. Here's little baby me. One thing that I really, really loved when I was a baby was, let's see, I don't think it shows it on this page, but it is somewhere in this book. Oh, there's people doing Tai Chi in the park, I guess. But there was a train, apparently. Obviously, I don't remember this because I was a child. But there was apparently a train. Okay, sorry, I'm getting all kinds of distracted. So this was taken on December 13th, 1999, and I guess people were super into like the future in the 2000s. So here's a picture of Santa in a friggin' spaceship. And even my mother's caption was like, the Chinese version of Santa Claus in a spaceship, question mark. But there was, oh sorry, I keep getting distracted. Here's a cute picture of me brushing my teeth. Here I am. I'm like, look, super excited for oral hygiene. And then getting sleepier. And sleepier. As the brushing of my teeth went on. But anyway, so also in my hotel, there was, I think it was a train. And I didn't know a whole lot of English, obviously, because I lived in China up until they brought me home to America. So I knew a lot of, well, I wouldn't say I knew a lot of Chinese words, but I knew as many Chinese words as a 1.5-year-old would know at that point in time. So obviously when my mother took me from the adoption center and I was surrounded by English people and people who spoke English, I obviously learned a lot more English at that point in time. And I didn't know a lot, even for a child, I didn't know a lot of words, but I would point at the little train that would go around the hotel or wherever table they had set out, and I would say, "Look," because I didn't know how to pronounce L's or enunciate L's, so I would say "Look," and I would point at it. Also, when I was in China, my mother stayed, I think they stayed longer than they had originally intended on staying because I was sick. So I had an ear infection. Lies. I had ruptured an eardrum, but I think I also had an ear infection at some point in time. But yes, so I had ruptured my eardrum and I had an ear infection as a baby, so it wasn't that great. So obviously they did not clear me to travel on a plane for 24 hours and come home to America where I would be exposed to other things that I was not exposed to in China. So I needed to be healed and needed to get better before I was cleared to come home. So this page, it says medical examination for visa, which means getting medically examined for my visa to enter America. And it says, this is when we found Emily's eardrum was ruptured. I was an unhappy baby. And then there's a bunch of, you know, doctor's notes talking about what I needed, medicine, all that stuff. There's also a lot of families there who were trying to get their babies examined, directions for my eardrops, cough medicine for Chinese babies, as Helen said, note on composition, snake bile. So part of their ingredients for my medicine was snake poop, so that's great. And then it says the doctor, my mom apparently, she said that all the doctor said was bad ear, bad ear. So here is me looking all happy, like, look at me, I'm at the doctor. And then here's me not happy as they hold me down and try to look into my ear. Here's a bunch of medicine, stuff that I had to take, cough drops, the doctor saying bad ear, and then all the people waiting for their babies to also get examined and get cleared to come home. So there's that. Oh, this is... No, I'm still in China. Yes, so this is where the train was. This little choo-choo train down here. There it is. That I was so fascinated in. Here's more little pictures of me as a baby. So this is my homecoming. December 16th, 1999 is when I finally made my trip all the way to America from China. So there's my mother holding me with a little Pooh Bear. There's my grandpa, who is also no longer with us, but he's holding me. Some more family. Well, that's my mom coming out of the gate. There's another picture of my grandpa. Wait, is that my grandpa? No, that's my great uncle Bernie, my grandmother's brother, one of her brothers, who gave me that little Pooh Bear. There is my grandfather, my mother. There's my grandfather and my grandmother seeing each other for the first time since they left, obviously, for like 2 weeks. More pictures of me and my grandfather. Another picture of me. More pictures of me and my grandpa. More welcome home things. So this is the church. So pretty much, here, let me show you guys. This little lady right there, her name is Linda, and she is holding her first adopted child from China, who at that point in time was named Anna, and Anna is now a he, and his name is Elliot. So we have the good fortune of knowing each other since very, very young, and we go to the same college together, and we talk still, so, you know, it's pretty cool. But anyway, so this is a lot of people from the church came out to the airport to support my mother and support me in coming home for the first time. Oh yeah, also, I think my aunt was also, I think everyone was sick when they went to bring me back home. I'm pretty sure my aunt was sick, and I'm pretty sure my mother was sick during like the last few days and the day coming home. And then, of course, I was sick. But then I got better because I couldn't go home, obviously, until I got better. And then here's some more pictures of me in my first home. So we used to live in a pretty small little home. But there I am. There's my house with some pink ribbon on it. And that was my first home. So we lived in a small little town called Rural Hall, which is a little bit farther from where I am now, but I lived there until I was until 5th grade, and then, no, until 3rd grade. And then I went through 3rd grade, and then after 3rd grade we moved to another little town called Pfafftown, which people don't know how to pronounce. And then it was funny, sorry, this is like a random story, but it was funny because when I did marching band, my high school was still technically considered in Pfafftown, even though it was kind of on the outskirts of a much larger town. But I went to high school, and I was the drum major at high school for my high school marching band. But anyway, we were at a marching band competition, and the announcer at the competition didn't know how to pronounce our town, so he said Pfafftown, North Carolina, which is incorrect, but it made us all chuckle on the field, which is great. But yeah, it's pronounced Pfafftown, But let's continue. So like I said, my mother was very good at organizing, you know, all of our scrapbooks and all that stuff. So this is my first year from 1999 till 2000. And here I am. This is my first official photo shoot as a baby. And I don't know if it was like a dream or what it was, but I swear to you, I remember this exact thing I was sitting on, even though I was like a year and a half old. Like, I remember this. I remember it was because it looked like a moon, because it was like this gray shag carpet, but it was a big round table that was just covered up by a gray shag carpet, but it looked like a moon. And I feel like I remember sitting on it, and I feel like I remember the texture of it, but maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, so when my mother adopted me, obviously it was in December. So when we came back, we were back in time for Christmas. So this is my first Christmas, and let me tell you, my mother spoiled me. So there it is, says Christmas, and I got this big Lego block set. I think those are Legos, yep. I got some, of course, very generic baby toys. I got some more generic baby toys, you know, the match the shapes or whatever into this shape square thing. I don't know what the heck this kind of toy is, but I got that. And then eventually I grew into other things like baby dolls and kitchen sets and all that stuff. But yeah, my mother and my family equipped me very well with a bunch of toys when I was a little kid. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So one of my favorite TV shows to watch when I was a baby was Bear in the Big Blue House. And I watched Barney sometimes, but it wasn't like, you know, oh my god, Barney. But I did watch Barney. But another one of my favorite TV shows to watch when I was a kid was Winnie the Pooh. And so here I am with my Winnie the Pooh bear. Oh yeah, also another thing that I loved to do was go through my mother's diaper bag that she had for me. And I would put diapers in all my toys. So I knew how to change a diaper from the age of I knew how to change a diaper when I was still in a diaper. Yeah, but anyway, so I used to steal the diapers out of my mom's diaper bag and diaper my toys. So there's my Pooh Bear being diapered, and here's me super close to the TV watching Winnie the Pooh. And that was another bad habit I had when I was little, is I would literally, like, from here to the camera, which is like this much space, I would sit here and the TV would be here, and I would sit so close to the TV, and half the time I'd be sitting cross-legged and I'd just be like this, like looking at the TV. And my grandma's like, don't do that, strain your eyeballs. But I kept doing it. And also one story is I was sitting in a fold-out chair, because that was one of my things, is I like to set up tents in the living room, and I like to sit in my fold-out chair. So I would sit in my fold-out chair super close to the TV. And another bad habit that I had was I would rock the chair, you know, and you know horror stories of people who like split their head open, all that stuff. Well, instead of falling backwards like most children do when they rock their chairs, the chair, I tipped it forward, the legs slid out from under me, and I face planted into the corner of the TV stand, and I got a black eye. So that was great. And then I never did that again because it was dangerous. And let's see, so here is my mama. She was my great-grandmother, and I don't have vivid memories of her because she passed away fairly soon after she got to meet me. So luckily she did get to meet me before, you know, she passed, which I'm sure she was excited about. But I have no, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I have no strong memory of her. Oh yeah, here's me being baptized as a little baby. Oh goodness. So there's my family, there's my old pastor. Let's see, coming to baptize me. Obviously I was not happy about it because I like tried to like push his hand away, because I did not want, one, I did not want a stranger holding me. Two, I had no idea what the heck was happening. And it's funny because my mom told the story, has told this story many times, but she says, Emily, as usual, wouldn't sit still. My first words to Gene, the pastor, were, make it fast, preacher. And he made it fast. So I'm pretty sure he spoke twice as fast and just like took like a little bit of water and was like, okay, go, you're good. Bless you, child, go. Because yeah, I was a squirmy kid. So here is another picture of me eating because, again, oh, and here's a good example of how close I would sit to the TV too. So here I am, sitting by the TV, and there's how close I would sit to the TV. And I would watch TV like that for hours. And here's me eating. This is a very iconic picture of me eating away at my SpaghettiOs or whatever the heck I'm eating. Oh yeah, and then in preschool we made these cute little St. Patrick's Day hats with our fingerprints. So that was cute. Sorry, I think I hit the camera there. So that's in March. Here's a cute picture of my grandfather. We went to this garden area, and here's a cute little picture of my grandfather holding me, making sure I don't fall in the fountains with all the fishies. Oh, here's my first Easter. So we had a big Easter egg hunt at my church, and here's me doing my egg hunting. I was not very good at it, so obviously I needed some help because I didn't quite understand what it was that I needed to do. And so I got some help from family members so I would actually have like eggs in my basket. Oh, there's a cute picture of me and my grandpa. Here, I'll show it to you because I mentioned it and I feel like I should show it to you. But look, isn't that a cute picture? My camera's dying, so we gotta get through this fast. Okay, so that's preschool. So let me show you highlight pictures now. So here's me during preschool. I was a pretty good student, I would say. I don't think I caused too much ruckus, too much trouble. I remember we went to Mr. Rogers' house. Oh yeah, here's the Barney concert. So here's my mother. Where is she? Super stoked to go see Barney. And there's Barney. I, again, do not have memories of that concert, but apparently I went with friends. Oh, here's my mom doing a selfie. Isn't that funny? Before selfies were invented. So here's a photo of her with a bucket on her head, because that's something I like to do, was stick buckets on my head as a child. I don't know why I did certain things. I was a very bizarre child, but I like to stick buckets on my head. Here's me at Halloween. So I wanted to be Cinderella for Halloween because my mother was a very big Disney fan. I don't think at that time I really knew who Cinderella was. Maybe I did, but again, I can't remember that far back. But I remember my mom telling the story that I did not want to ever take off my Cinderella dress, and I would sleep in it, and my mother had to convince me that the fairy godmother needed the dress back. So she could get me out of it, so she could wash it and then never give it back to me ever again, because then I would refuse to take it off. She was smart. She was clever. Here's me at Thanksgiving feeding my grandmother's dog, Katie. She was a black lab. She was a very sweet dog. And then here's me in my first snow, sticking my tongue out, trying to catch me some snowflakes. Here's my first Christmas. This is another iconic picture. My mother would get on this little step stool, hang up the ornaments, and I would hold her legs because I was afraid that she would fall. So I did that to keep her safe, because me being a 2 foot tall child could stop a grown woman from falling off of a 1 foot tall step ladder. Oh yeah, so this is my first Christmas. This was me also getting spoiled to death. So I got a train set because I love train sets. I got a kitchen that I love to play with, which ended up going to my grandmother's house, and I ended up playing with it there in her basement. So here's me in 2001. So this is my second year being at in the Americas. So look how much I've grown. Isn't that crazy? And there's me getting bigger. I'm gonna get through this book. We still have 3 more to go, so I may turn this into a 2-part series. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get through this book as fast as possible because I am on 10% battery and my camera keeps overheating. So let's go. So here I am in preschool. My mother came to my preschool and she taught them about Chinese culture. She had this cool little fold-out book talking about the, dragons and Chinese culture and all that stuff. She made this whole little speech and whole little presentation. It was super great. We went to this one place, which I'm not really sure where this was, but I remember this also again very vividly. I don't know why I say also again, because I don't think I've ever prefaced that before, but I remember going to this Chinese thing, which was really freaky. It scared me, it creeped me out, but they had this dragon, which obviously you can tell was a costume, but as a kid, I don't think I ever knew that, because for some reason, like, you just don't understand things like that when you're a kid. So I thought it was like this weird dragon, and people would throw lettuce heads, whole lettuce heads, at the dragon. The dragon would pick it up with its mouth and like shred it to pieces and spit it back out at you. And I thought that was weird, and I didn't like it. Here's me. Oh yeah, that's another thing I used to do as a kid. Here's me in my Blue's Clues bed sheet, but I used to wear underwear. Those are underwear, not shorts, if you can believe that or not. But I used to go home after preschool or whatever. I would take off my pants and I would wear my underwear around the house and apparently open up umbrellas. So there's where all my bad luck started. Sorry, my cat is trying to use the litter box and is a little bit confused as to what he's doing. But anyway, so yeah, so I would open umbrellas and all that stuff. I don't know when my mother got her cancer diagnosis. I can't exactly remember, but we have this thing in our town, which I think a lot of people have. I'm not really sure if it's just like in our town kind of thing, but it's called Relay for Life, and it is a big event that people go to. It's basically like a big cookout, but there's music and, you know, food and games, and all these churches from around town get together and they raise money for the Cancer Society, the American Cancer Society. And yeah, so we basically did that every year, and I went to it pretty much every year until our church dwindled down to like 50 members, and now we don't do that anymore. Oh, there's my 3rd birthday. So here I am. I was 3 years old. I got this really cool like Cinderella cake that had this cool horse and carriage on it, and I loved it because then, you know, after we were done eating the cake and my grandmother cleaned off the decorations on the cake, I could play with them. I got a tutu for my birthday. Oh, I'm running out of breath trying to get through this. Here I am at the beach. So this is my first beach trip. I think this is Myrtle Beach. I'm not 100% sure. It may be the Outer Banks because my aunt used to live in the Outer Banks and we would go and visit her frequently. So this is my friend Juliana, who I still talk to because she is Elliot's sister. So there's me and there's Juliana, and we are zonked out in one of those two-person baby carriages. So that's when we went to Carowinds. Oh, so here's my mom's 40th birthday. So here's me helping her blow out the candles. I'm trying to find this picture of me when I went to, there it is, I went to Mr. Rogers' house when I was a little bitty baby. And this is another iconic picture of me playing the piano, which I then went on to take piano lessons, and I still play piano now, so that was fun. Oh yeah, I did gymnastics as a kid. Apparently I went as Cinderella like every single year for Halloween, because here's another picture of me as Cinderella. I guess this time I learned to take off the dress afterwards, but I think I was Cinderella for like 3 or 4 years straight. And then I became other Disney princesses like Belle and Aurora and the Little Mermaid and Jasmine and Snow White. I was a Disney princess for a majority of my life as a child. Oh yeah, and then let's end here with Christmas Day. So this is my second Christmas in America. I was 3 years old here. And I know I feel like I look older here. I feel like I look older than 3, but I'm not. I've always looked older than I am as a kid. But for Christmas, of course, I got more girly things. I got another tutu and some boa stuff and feathers and all that fun goodiness. So those are the first 2 years of me being here in America since my adoption. We have a lot, my voice is like dying right now, so excuse me, but we still have 3 more scrapbooks to go, and well, technically 6 because we have these little ones down here, but they're not, you know, we won't go through all of these, it's okay, but we have 3 more that my mother made up until, let's see, what year is this? Oh, June 2006. So, and that's the one, that one is when we went to Disney for the first time. But anyway, so if you would like to see a part 2 of this video, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, go down below, subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified of when I upload videos. I am doing my best to get back on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. Again, we will see how that goes. If you hit the bell icon, you will get notified, hopefully, when I do upload a video. But again, if you would like to see a part 2 going through the remaining 3 scrapbooks, let me know and I will film those for you. But I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!